What's up, you guys? Today we're gonna do something a little different. We are gonna put down NightShift Grass Seed plots along this fence line of all of our different blends and varieties. Now, I know a lot of you are very excited about our Dark 30 that was on pre-sale. Unfortunately, last year we had a Dark 30 plot here and it all died because of winter kill. We had weeks straight of like -20, -30 degrees with no snow cover. Unfortunately, perennial ryegrass is not gonna survive that without any insulation. So it all died off. Now, if we look really close in this plot, you can see some of the Dark 30 that did survive, and holy crap, is it amazingly dark. I mean, look at this stuff compared to this grass back here, which is Kentucky bluegrass and tall fescue. This is pretty dark as it is, but this is dark on a whole different level. It is insane. You can see a few other spots that survived here. Is just ridiculously colored stuff. And the grass blades are thin, has very good texture. So I'm super excited about this Dark 30. Right now, as we speak, the fields are being harvested and we don't know how much crop we have. The amount of orders that have come in for pre-sales with that stuff is insane. So we cut off sales for now. We wanna make sure we have enough seed for everybody that ordered it already. If we have leftovers, we'll open it back up. But for right now, we close it down just to be safe. We should have an update here in the next week or two. People that have ordered it, don't worry, it is still planning on being shipped mid-August, so you should have it in a week or two after that. So you should have it in late August, like it said in the description. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put down, I think it's 6 different plots of all of our different grass seed blends along this fence line. We'll just have small plots, so you can see exactly what the seed is that you are getting, because we get tons of questions about the differences and what's good for what area. So I think this will be a good eye test for everybody that wants to buy some NightShift grass seed. So as you can see, I have not been weed whipping or edging along this fence here. I have not mowed this backyard one time this year. This has all been the robot mower, the Navimo. And obviously it doesn't get up next to the fence line. So we're gonna take care of this right now. But yeah, if you take a look at the yard, it's been doing work all year. Holy thickness. I'll be taking care of the rest of this off camera after we're done. So what we're gonna do over here is we're gonna do 6 3x4 test plots. We're gonna put down Dark 30, our new turf type tall fescue called Thunderhead, our original turf type tall fescue, Dark Legend, Fireball Hat Trick, and our Kentucky bluegrass blend. The only seed that we don't have on hand right now is our Kentucky bluegrass. It's in the mail right now, but I'll put that down as well after this. Obviously, all the NightShift grass seed is gonna be the darkest of the dark, so that way we put it down, you can see exactly what you want for your own lawn when it comes to the different blends and varieties. So I thought about just overseeding this whole area, just doing a very heavy dethatch and then putting down the blends. But I think to give you guys the best idea of what everything's gonna look like, I'm gonna kill off this section, put it down so you can see all the varieties by themselves. So we're gonna do that all today. We're going to mow low, dethatch, kill it, seed, all today in just a couple hours. So this is gonna be like a one-day renovation basically. So I'm gonna mark out these plots so we have even sections of each type of seed. Now these aren't gonna be perfect. This is more of just give me an idea of where to mow. All right, step 1 of any renovation, mow low. I'm gonna put this thing on the lowest setting. Probably gonna get clogged, but we're gonna scalp the crap out of this. don't want paint on your wheels, let it dry first. All right, lowest level. It is not liking this. All right, that's gonna have to do. This thing does not want to go. The front just keeps hitting. It's too bumpy. So right now we have the dethatch attachment on here. I'll probably just run through with the dethatcher, and I'll grab the verticutting attachment next so we can make those slits. Just like any renovation, we're gonna open up this canopy. All right, so I was planning on using the verticut attachment. I don't think I'm gonna need to. I've seen a lot of soil coming up, and this dethatcher is making a lot of grooves in the ground as it is. So I'm just gonna go over this 2 more times, super heavy with the dethatching, and we're gonna call it good. So don't make it harder than it needs to be. If the dethatcher's doing the job, do that. Usually I like to use the verticut, but this is doing just fine. All right, here we go. 2 more times. Now, with any renovation overseed, this is kind of what you want it to look like. You want to get as much soil to show as possible. I mean, this looks crazy. It's like almost all dirt now. Even with an overseed, you want it to look semi like this. There are plenty of plants in here that are going to grow back in your existing grass, but you need that soil showing to get that seed to soil contact for your seeds to germinate and actually grow. So rough it up as much as possible, gets that soil showing so you can get that good seed to soil contact. I might just rake instead of, there's too much dirt to suck up with a mower. So after you're done dethatching, you want to rake this stuff up, mow it up, whatever you want to do to get all this debris out of here. Now you're going to see along the fence line, it was hard for me to get to the dethatcher in there. And you're going to see how much less it germinates up here compared to in the middle, just because there's not as much soil showing, and that becomes an issue. I'm not too worried about these test plots, but if I was actually overseeding or renovating with this looking like this on the fence line, I would go in with a manual dethatcher, or I would rake the hell out of it just so we can get all that soil showing. Like there's moss and stuff in here. It's very thick and kind of overgrown with material. You're not going to get good seed to soil contact here, which means it's not going to grow very well in these spots unless you get all of that out of there. So Chris asked me a question off camera saying, should we have glided this first before mowing low and dethatching, because now there's less leaf blades showing of the grass? To answer his question is yes. If I was actually renovating, I would not do a full renovation in one day. This is just quick, easy, it's a small area. If I was renovating, I would kill the grass first, wait for it to die, then I would do this process. Mow low, dethatch, scalp it, get all that dead material out of there. If you're gonna renovate in a day, you can do it, but yes, because there's way less leaf tissue showing when we put down the gly, some of this might survive and make it through. I'd say 90% is gonna die, but I'm not too worried about it for testing purposes. Renovating, yes, actually kill it first, wait a couple weeks, then do this process. So now it's time for the part of lawn care I hate the most, dealing with chemicals. Now what we're gonna put down to kill that stuff is glyphosate. I know a lot of you guys hate it, don't wanna use it. Do your research on it, look into it yourself. I use it because it is the easiest kill. It's gonna kill it no matter what. There are other options out there that don't do as well in my opinion, but I want 100% kill over there, so we're gonna use glyphosate. When it comes to glyphosate, use the rate on the label. This calls for 1.5 ounces per gallon, and that covers 300 square feet. I'm gonna use exactly that because we want a slow kill. If you put too much of this on, what you're gonna do is you're gonna kill the top leaf, and then it's not gonna get down to the root system and kill it, so it'll eventually grow back. So make sure you're following the rate on it. Now, after 5 to 7 days, you might not see much kill and it's gonna worry you. Trust me, it is dying. It takes about 7 to 10 days for the plant to completely die. At about that 1 week mark is when you really start to see it turning brown, yellow, and turning crispy. So it's gonna be a slow death, don't worry. Don't go put more on after that. Wait a week to 10 days. If you don't see kill or you see other green spots in your lawn, then you can go back and reapply. This stuff needs to die slow. So let's do this now. We only have about 100 square feet to cover, so I'm not gonna put in quite a gallon in here. I'll put maybe an ounce and then a little less than a gallon. Now, when you spray glyphosate, make sure you're using a sprayer that you don't really care about. Don't put this in your backpack sprayer unless you plan on scrubbing the hell out of it with soap and water, making sure all the stuff's out of it, because when you go and spray other stuff, there could be remnants of gly left in your sprayer, and you could spray your lawn and end up killing areas of your lawn that you think you're putting down something else with. So I have a dedicated sprayer for gly just because I don't want to deal with that anywhere else in my lawn when I'm spraying other stuff. Yeah, we got leftover blue dye from the last video. Now, when you're doing this, definitely wear PPE. This stuff's kind of nasty. You just don't want to spray this stuff in shorts and sandals. If you look at me, I'm totally geared up from head to toe. Boots, gloves, long sleeves, pants. I mean, if you look at this too, I have a G on here. This little measuring cup's for gly only. So I don't even mess with other stuff when I have gly, when I'm measuring. Now, if you really want, if you're doing a renovation, you want to kill everything, I would put a surfactant in this as well. That could, whether that's Dawn dish soap, baby shampoo, or an actual surfactant that you can get off Amazon, put that in here as well. Like I said, we're just doing a little test plot. If not every single thing dies, I'm not too worried about it. But if I was renovating, I would definitely put a surfactant in this as well. All right, let's go spray. Now, when you're spraying glyphosate, you don't want to walk all over it as you're spraying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray this area and just move backwards as we go. And then at the end, I'm going to take my boots off just in case I stepped in any. But you don't want to be walking around your lawn when you have gly all over your shoes because you're going to kill other parts of your lawn. Now, it is a little windy. You don't want to do this on the windy way. Now, it is a little windy out here. You don't want to do this on a windy day because you're going to get drift, and whatever this stuff touches is going to die. So if it is windy, try keeping your spray pattern down.
Luckily, we can see where our spray pattern is.
So I got to the end and there is a little left over. So I'm just gonna go over everything again. I didn't want to run out at the end, so I was kind of going over it light, but now I'll just go over heavy again. One more time, make sure we got everything. All right, we got a little left over. That's okay. So now that we have all the gly on, we are gonna let this sit for about 2 hours. It's rainproof after that. Once it dries, it should be good. It should be already going into the plant. I mean, ideally, you would want to either do this in the morning or the evening because the stomata of the plant is open, which means there's like little holes in the leaf blades and it's gonna suck it in more. High noon, like it is right now, those stomatas are like closed, like squinting your eyes almost. It's still gonna work, but if you want the best kill, either do it in the morning or the evening. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mark out 3-foot sections. Now it's not gonna be absolutely perfect. It doesn't need to be. You're gonna definitely see the difference between the plots just with the grass, but we're gonna mark 3-foot sections in the front and back, just give us some guidelines, and then we're gonna put down our grass seed. Now the nice thing about this plot is that in the afternoon, the sun moves this way and it actually gets shade. So it's gonna get partial sun, partial shade. So that way we can see how well it does in those elements as well. In the morning, it gets full sun about, I would say 2-3 o'clock is when the fence puts some shade over this. So that's gonna be a good test as well. Dark 30 here. We'll do Thunderhead. We'll do Fireball Hat Trick. Actually, let's do this. Let's do Fireball Hat Trick on the end, Thunderhead, Turf Type Tall Fescue, Dark 30 in the middle here, and then we'll do Turf Type Tall Fescue Regular Blend, Dark Legend, Kentucky Bluegrass. Now the reason I'm not putting the perennial ryegrasses right next to each other is I don't really want them to blend in. I kind of want you to see it next to a different grass type so you can really see how different everything is. Now look how much overkill this is gonna be. This is all I have on hand is 25-pound bags. I really don't want to open these up just to put these tiny plots, but it is what it is. Which one is this? Turf Type and Dark Legend. And then the end is gonna be Kentucky Bluegrass. I don't have this here yet. It's in the mail right now. I will plant that off camera in a day or two once I receive it. Now I'm just gonna be judging this by eye. There's gonna not be anything scientific about this. Oh shit, already going in other plots. I'm gonna put it down thick like I normally would. Like I always say, we can always thin it out. You're gonna be mad if it germinates and it didn't come in thick enough. Done here. This is looking pretty good. Now, right now it's 2 o'clock. You can see where the shade is, and it's only gonna cover it up completely after this. So it's almost perfectly half and half sun and shade. Yes. Oh, that was too much. All right, second one. Thunderhead, Tall Fescue. I've seen this in person. It almost looks like Kentucky Bluegrass when you see it. It is a super dark Tall Fescue, thin blade, and it just looks awesome. So I'm going to give you guys an example of what that looks like now. And it's very heavy there. All right, so that should be good for our Thunderhead. Next up, we have Dark 30. I know this is what everybody wants to see right now. The nice thing is with this perennial rye, we should have germination very fast. I don't know why the inside of this bag feels wet, which kind of worrying me a little bit. The seed feels dry, but I hope no moisture got in here and hopefully not affect our germination. I feel like I put this down heavier than the Tall Fescue. I'm probably gonna put some more Tall Fescue back down. This Tall Fescue is a darker brown though, so it might be blending in a little more. All right, open a 25-pound bag of Turf Type Tall Fescue, which is ridiculous. And I never know how to open these damn things. No, you can just, if you pull it right, you pull the right string, it will come out. Oh, there it is. No. Hey.
Oh, we got it.
All right. Our original Turf Type Tall Fescue blend. good. That looks about good to me. All right, the next step in this process is to rake everything in. I'm going to be careful that I'm not raking in and spreading the seed everywhere. I want to keep all the same types of seed in the same plot. So I'm going to try making sure we do that. I'm going to do one at a time here. So the next step is to roll in your seed. I can use the lawnmower, but because it's up against the fence, it's gonna be kind of hard, so I'm just gonna stomp it in. I'll probably just speed this up. Speed ramp and me just going. Oh.
What's he doing?
We're gonna have to block this off.
Trying to go home.
He's trying to go home. Where are you going, dude?
Yeah, what's happening?
Rolling in for me.
Yes.
What are you doing, bro? So the next step is to put in peat moss in this garbage bag. I have a bag of peat moss that I always use. I had it over in that shed over there. And if you come take a peek at this, found a little surprise of a mouse nest in here. And then you peek over a little further, there's a dead mouse. Oh my God, there's babies in there, I think.
What?
I hope that's not babies.
You got babies in here?
So we had a mouse nest in there, and then there's a dead mouse as well, which is fun. You're not really grabbing that thing, are you? Oh, you're gross. Well, since you're already holding it, you can go ahead and toss it.
It's a little mummified.
I don't think I would have ever grabbed that with my bare hands, but Chris is apparently more of a man than me. All right, this stuff's pretty old, so it's pretty chunky, but what you're gonna wanna do is not be in the wind. Just rub it between your hands. Try getting most of those chunks out if you can. It's gonna be our cover to keep the seed moist, keep it from washing away if there's a storm, and things of that nature. Yeah, and this stuff's super old. It's just, this stuff's super old, so it's like really, it's really balled up. Usually this stuff breaks down a lot easier than this. Yep, it's time for some new peat moss, I think. Now you don't want to put this on too thick. You just want a thin layer just to cover the seed up. I kind of despise this stuff because it's so messy. So I normally don't put peat moss down when I overseed because the grass is enough cover usually to hold it in place. But if you have big bald areas or you're killing areas like I did here, you're gonna want to put this down to hold everything in place, because once you start watering, it's inevitable that water is going to move seed and make like little mini rivers and things like that. So it's almost necessary to put it down when you have bare areas or killing big areas like this. I have no idea what it's made out of, to be honest. I think they harvest it in Louisiana in like the swamps. So if you have any big chunks in here, you can walk and just step on it, kind of break it all down. You don't want those big chunks. All right, and now we water 4 times a day for enough to keep the surface moist. You don't want to soak it so it's completely drenched. You don't want it to dry out. So when you see the peat moss drying, you know it's time to water again. I'm just gonna be manually watering this. I'm not gonna set up a timer or anything because I'll be home most of the time. If I do leave for hours at a time, I will set on my irrigation. So keep it moist. The perennial ryegrass is going to come up first, and then the tall fescue, and then Kentucky bluegrass will be last because it takes the longest to germinate. So these will be coming up at different times. But after, I would say, 3 weeks to a month, we should have a pretty good idea of what everything's gonna look like. Now with this NightShift Grass Seed, it does get darker over time. So once these come up, the baby grass is gonna be lighter than it usually is. So I would say 3 months, or by the end of the year, we're gonna know exactly what these all look like. So you can get ready for your spring overseeds. But I'm just gonna tell you, no matter what, this NightShift stuff's gonna be dark. We did our research, we found the darkest cultivars, and I mean, that's what the NightShift brand's all about, is being dark. But now you'll see all the differences between each blend. So if you guys are planning to overseed, renovate, I would come away with 3 things from this video. I would say the 3 most important things are: number 1, seed to soil contact. Make sure that seed is touching the soil. Number 2, do not go light on the seed. Go heavier than you think you need to go. You can always thin it out. You're gonna be pissed off when you do your overseed all this work and it comes in thin. Number 3 is keep it moist. Keep it moist all the way through germination. Even water once or twice a day once it does germinate. You want that baby grass to keep moisture on it. You want to keep moisture on that baby grass to allow it to grow. So that's what I would say the 3 most important things are when you're renovating or overseeding. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. Otherwise, we'll see you next time and we'll keep you updated on the next video.
Roll credits right here over the spray. That's how it goes.